I've never done a convention in Texas before. I actually went to UT Austin. Austin I feel is like my home, so I actually flew into Austin and then drove up here, and I got a ticket in Temple, guys. It was very upsetting. The guy pulled me over and he's like, oh, did you just land from the airport? I'm like, no, I'm from Austin, and he still gave me a ticket. I thought, no, I'm hometown. No, you're still getting a ticket. Don't speed in Temple, guys. Just don't do it. Yeah, lesson learned, right? Anyway, but it was a really fun drive out, and I'm just really happy to be here. So,
okay, well, you have quickly become known as the queen of geeks, nerds. So how does it feel to be such an inspiration?
I really like being an inspiration. I don't really like the label of queen of geeks. It's a little presumptive. Like, who crowned me that? Nobody. It's my fans. Maybe some of them. Yeah. I mean, it's an honor. But you know, the most exciting thing is when somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'm making a web series because of what you do," or "Hey, I wrote a book," or "I do a blog." That's kind of like the biggest, I think, compliment, because that's beyond, like, what I do is beyond myself in a way. So yeah, that's what I love hearing, and I love being, you know, someone who can represent women who are into geek things. 5 years ago, I didn't really think there were a lot of people out there doing that. So if there are other people who are becoming more geeky or discovering things that are quote unquote geeky because of what I do, I think that's good for everything we do, right? And what we love. Yeah.
Involved with so many fantastic projects. The Guild, Buffy, Dragon Age 2, the list goes on. But what has been one of your most awesome and surreal moments?
Well, that had to be at Comic-Con this year. I was at a party thrown by Bill Prady, who is the creator of Big Bang Theory, and he gives a party every year at Comic-Con. I finally got on the list. It's actually a very informal party, and he's a very, very nice guy. And George R.R. Martin happened to be there, and I was introduced to him. I was trembling, guys, and he said, "Oh, you're that girl who makes that geek show, really written by a geek. Thank you very much." I was like, "Do you know about my show?" I almost cried. I almost did. So that, I think, has been the most surreally, like, awesome. Just the fact that you meet some people that you admire a lot, and then they're familiar with your work. It doesn't happen a ton, but it does happen enough with people who I love enough that it definitely, I'm thankful for what I get to do as a job. He gave me a coin, too. And I wanted to, it was like a coin from the Iron Throne. They had the Iron Throne on it.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to ask him to sign it, but I thought it was tacky. I really wish I'd asked him, though.
Maybe next time.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I'll keep that coin in my purse.
Yes. Have it on you at all times. So how do you manage your time? Because you do your own YouTube channel, you've got the Guild and other shows, TV shows. How do you manage to do it all?
Well, I'm just the kind of person, I'm very lucky because I found this job. Before I didn't really have this job, I was always depressed and slept a lot and didn't do much with my time except to take coffees with my friends. And that's what's cool about what I get to do now, is that I discovered making videos is really rewarding, and making my show is really inspirational to myself. You know, I love doing it because it's bigger than myself. So I just work until I drop, which is not the way you should do it, guys. There's also balance, and I'm not very good at that. I got really sick earlier this summer because I just work so hard. Because I just don't forget. I mean, like, when you're behind a computer and you're working at home, you just don't stop working if you really love what you do. So, you know, nowadays I actually made a new resolution to kind of balance that a little bit better. So I'll make myself not work after 8 p.m. or, you know, I'll make myself take one day on the weekend off if I can. But it's a lot, and I just feel bored if I'm not doing things. Like if I have a day off, I'm thinking, well, I should be creating something. I should be writing a book, or what are you doing? Just Just take a day off, stupid. So,
It's hard to take a day off from your mind.
exactly. And then when, everything is self-generated. So everything I do is I have an idea and then I just go after trying to get that idea made, which definitely fits my personality well, but it's not good for being zen. So that's my new goal. I quit coffee, so I feel like a half woman now.
Yay!
But yeah.
Okay, go ahead and start lining up if you have questions. I think there's a microphone over there. And I'm going to ask one more. The Guild just started its sixth season. So,
Yes, the Guild season 6.
tell us about if you have any future plans for it or about how many more seasons we can expect.
This season is a season that really shouldn't have been. We worked very closely with Microsoft for 4 long seasons, which was amazing. They were great partners to us through season 5. And then after that, they decided to go in a different direction, and I wanted to do this YouTube channel. So it was kind of, one of those things that just, they decided to not go forward with it more, which is totally fine. But the great thing is I still own the show, so I was able to go to YouTube and say, hey, can I put the next season of The Guild as part of our channel? And they agreed to it. It was an exception to everything because it's not normally something they would put in the channel slates that they're picking up. So, season 6 is like the biggest season we've done. It's the longest script. I just keep getting bigger. So, as far as doing, what's going to happen in the future, I just don't know. Every season I think is going to be the last, and then we end up doing another season. I think that the arc of this season is really satisfying. And so after it's all out, all 12 episodes, I'll see what people are thinking, what you guys think about it, and what the future of it is. I'm very lucky that I still own the show, so I can do a lot of things with it. I don't know what that would be, what platform to be on. Do I change the format? Do I try to do a TV show? There are all things up in the air, and I'm just kind of trying to take a couple months off to think about it. But I love the show. I think the characters are really funny, and there's a lot more to tell in the world. So, we'll see what happens.
Okay. First question.
Oh, gosh.
Is it on now?
Yes.
So you've done a lot of great projects, Guild and Eureka, but I'm going to ask you about Dollhouse, because I just watched it on streaming. You were in 2 really important episodes, which they're worth watching, even if you don't watch the rest of Dollhouse. It's the season 1 finale, and then the season 2 finale, which was the series finale. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that experience, and also if those 2 episodes were shot together or separately.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite projects, actually. It was it was a project that probably should have been bigger than it was because initially that episode had another actress in that role, and she got moved to the next to last episode. And then they had to find a girl in 24 hours to play the part. And I guess Joss and Elizabeth and Sarah, who were on the writing staff of Dollhouse, randomly thought of me, and they got this call, hey, can you be here tomorrow to work? And I was from Joss, I'm oh, what? So I was yes, I will do anything for you ever. So yes, whenever you call, yes, the answer is yes. So I just got on set. I literally didn't even know my lines because I was, I barely got the script. I went in to get fitted immediately, and I was at work the next day. So it was kind of a whirlwind, but it was done. And I didn't even know this when I got hired. Honestly, I didn't know it was going to be only on the DVD. I thought it was a regular episode. It was episode 13, but it was some kind of deal they made with the DVD company to do an extra episode for that DVD, and that was the episode. So it didn't actually star any of the main cast members. It was a complete flash forward to what the world was like. And it was this post-apocalyptic techno-zombie thing. And it was amazing. So I'm sitting here doing this amazing piece that's shot really cool. It's all handheld. And I loved it. So when the show got picked up, Joss actually wrote our characters in the first episode. So when you watch the season finale of season 2, a lot of those scenes that I shot were actually shot to be in the premiere episode of season 2 of Dollhouse. So the intention, from what I understand, was to go back and forth between the apocalypse and the where the main show is set, and then kind of show how these 2 things happen together. And I thought it was super cool. cool idea, and then Fox decided it was too confusing for people. So that's what I hear. So basically they're like, none of that apocalypse stuff. So basically they had to kind of build up to that, and then they were able to bring it full circle in that last episode. But a lot of that footage was done months apart. So it's really interesting. I honestly think, you know, not even being in that world, like that world that they created of this post-apocalyptic world was so interesting. I really feel like it could have really spun off into a really cool direction because the main cast members were so awesome, and then this world was so awesome. But, you know, that's just what you do when you do a TV show. You lose a little bit of control of what you do, but you also get to make things that cost millions of dollars a week. So, you know, that's my constant thing. Like, do you do that or you not? And it's always a balance, right? And I think the season turned out great, but it could have been much different in the original programming of it.